wish anyone to cross my path.
The blood that flows through her veins is special, and extremely dangerous. If showing pity would put my allies in danger, I will not hesitate to kill
Where
her.
your father lived.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen.
Are you still crying?
Wait, why are you auto-advancing?
If turning back the hands of time was not enough to save his life, you must accept what came to pass was fate.
I'm not sure which one. So yeah, obviously, first of all, last time our dad was killed, and I at the same I know at the end of the episode I was like, I've got more reverses, I can make my way around this, but obviously no, they need that to happen for the plot, and I get that. And we do, apparently we have the ability to redo events, but we don't have the ability to predict what's coming. And our opponent is able to predict what's coming. So.
Agreed. Yeah. We cannot let the wicked ones run free.
We certainly can't. It is interesting, there's a power out there that surpasses that of the goddess. That may mean there's another god. Also, you may notice that my voice is slightly crisper than it has been before. Finally got a slight upgrade that was very badly needed for my microphone. So, there have been a couple of changes happening in the recent weeks, and I think we finally finished changing it. Hooray!
Oh, your father said to look for something here. He must have been referring to whatever is behind that bookcase there.
Interesting. How do you know where it is?
Father's diary. Huh. His handwriting is prettier than his face would
God
suggest.
damn it! Don't mack on my dad.
Well, well. These entries here are from before your birth. He seems to have been writing this for quite some time. Ah. Read that part there. Horsebow Moon, year 1159.
Interesting. I wonder how we went to this specific passage. Are we supposed to assume that we've gone through the whole thing and we just jumped to that point?
The Horsebow Moon. All is cloudy. I can't believe she's dead. Lady Rhea said she died during childbirth. But is that the truth?
Is that why Geralt actually left the monastery? Was he not 100% convinced that Lady Rhea didn't have something to do with it?
Still, the child she traded her life for doesn't make a sound. Didn't even cry at birth. Day 25 of the Horsebow Moon. It's raining. The baby doesn't laugh or cry. Not ever.
So that's why he said the first time he ever saw us cry, it literally was, even when, it's not even since we became a mercenary, it's ever.
Lady Rhea says not to worry about a baby that doesn't cry. It isn't natural. I had a doctor examine the child in secret. He said the pulse is normal, but there's no heartbeat. No heartbeat.
Wait, what? If you don't have a pulse, I mean, if the pulse is normal, then you have a heartbeat. That's what the pulse is.
Day 2 of the Wyvern Moon. Sunny. I feel I must take the child and leave. But the church is always watching us. I don't know what Lady Rhea has planned.
Yeah, I have to almost wonder if Geralt and my mother actually conceived of a kid, or did Rhea have something to do with that as well?
I used to think the world of Lady Rhea. Now I'm terrified of her. Day 8 of the Wyvern Moon. More rain. I used the fire that broke out last night to fake the child's death.
Interesting.
Lady Rhea is in a state over the news, but I can't change what I've done. I've got to take the child and leave.
So yeah, I was definitely here.
That baby must be you. That means...
Ah, here you are.
I didn't actually mean to skip that last part of the conversation. I apologize.
To think that that Geralt would meet his end like that.
Yeah, from one of the students. What is the story with Monica? Who was she before she disappeared for a year?
I hope you know that you were the most important thing in the world to him.
What do you want?
He wasn't the most emotional guy. I'm sure expressing his affection wouldn't have come naturally to him. After what's happened, it's up to me now. I, Alois, swear to protect you in the captain's stead.
I appreciate that, Alois, but I'm gonna sound super callous saying this. I don't think there's anyone at this monastery that can surpass me other than Geralt. Like, you know, I've never fought with Alois. I don't know what his level is. I don't know what his combat ability is. But I've already surpassed, you know, the most famous fighters that are here. Except for Rhea. Because Rhea we have fought with, and oh boy.
Sorry. This isn't the time for my blathering. Lady Rhea is looking for you. I came to tell you that. I'll take my leave now.
You cannot take from me anything I would more willingly part with of.
This book is filled with secrets yet unknown. We must return another time to read the rest.
Well, why don't we just take it with us?
Oh, but I have at least figured one thing out. I know now why our fates are intertwined.
Are you the reason I have no heartbeat but still have a pulse somehow? Oh, she's not gonna tell us.
Professor, I have been waiting for you. I am filled with grief at the loss of our most celebrated knight. Geralt was an ally of many years, and also a dear friend.
Yeah, when did you two meet?
It was a long while back. At the time, Geralt was a soldier of the kingdom.
Which kingdom? There's 3 of them.
He was injured in battle, and I saved him just as he was about to perish.
I wonder where he
That
met my
was
mother.
Our first meeting. After that, he became a knight of Seros. He gave his all in service of the church. He fell in love with one of the nuns here at Garreg-Mach.
Oh, my mom's a nun. I did not realize that. Oh, I guess it makes sense because she was buried in the official Garreg-Mach
Their
cemetery.
love produced a child, whom she died giving birth to. It was her decision. She weighed her own life against that of her child's and, in the end, implored me to save the child.
I feel like most mothers would make that same choice. Fathers, maybe, but it's interesting. Several years ago, there was a thought experiment where it was said, if you had a son, or daughter, I guess, but in the thing it was son, and your son was arrested for a crime, say murder, and the son said that he didn't do it, but the circumstances around it were very, very suspicious, and you weren't really sure whether or not that's true, would you mortgage your house in order to raise funds for the son's defense? And what was really interesting about that thought experiment is that all of the men all the fathers it was asked to, had to stop and really think about it. And that it was something that tore them a little bit. They're like, oh God, that's a great question. All the mothers, by contrast, instantly, yes, we'd mortgage the house, no question.
Your father never truly accepted that decision. He took the child, took you, and disappeared without warning.
So yeah, I figured she already knew. And interesting, I don't even have the option to deny it here. Yeah, who was my mother?
Your mother. She was my...
Daughter? Sister? Lover?
Sorry for the interruption, Lady Rhea. There's something you must hear immediately.
Alois, you keep butting in on my private time. Yes, me and Rhea is private time.
A report from the knights patrolling the area.
Very well. Professor, you are dismissed for the day. Please rest and focus only on mending your heart. Understood?
I can try, no promises. Oh, this song is so sad, like the background music. It's interesting, someone actually said, you know, hey, how long is it going to be till you accidentally save for the wrong spot? What you may not know is that it always defaults.
White clouds. guardian moon, where the goddess dwells.
Essentially, the Geralt is the one reading this. But it always defaults to whatever you loaded from, so there's basically zero chance of me saving the wrong spot.
The guardian Saros made an appearance during this moon. She had been summoned by the goddess, whose soul was suffering as the flames of war raged across Fodlan. Some believe that high in the sky above Saros, the Immaculate One's mighty wings are what powered the strong winds carrying the Guardian and her forces into battle.
I know about support, because I'm a smart. I run faster than you, load. I run faster than you. Ooh, about face, waha! Sure. Obviously, we're the other save now, because...
Professor, thank you for helping me with my training.
You're welcome.
I'd love to do this again if possible. Your advice is always so useful. Everyone thinks you're a wonderful teacher. You account for people's weaknesses while capitalizing on their strengths.
She's buttering me up a whole lot right now. She wants something, guys. Watch out.
Initially, I wasn't sure you paid too much attention to your students. Clearly, I was wrong. After all, were that the case, you wouldn't be capable of providing such useful feedback.
Aww.
I'll continue to learn and grow from your instruction, Professor. I just know it.
I guess she's quite determined.
You think I'm determined? Professor, thank you.
Why are you so surprised to hear that?
You're the only one who's ever praised me like that.
Not really praise, that's a statement of fact.
I mean, people are always telling me I've got a knack for magic.
That's very true. It's hard beating the Death Knight in the playthrough where you're not there.
If you can call the power of my crests a knack, they aren't wrong per se. Though bearing 2 crests isn't a gift I ever asked for.
Oh, I didn't even realize you had 2 crests. Wow.
Anyhow, I've made a point to work harder than most and not rely too heavily on the power they bestow.
Good deal. Good deal.
So I find it frustrating that the only praise I seem to receive is directly related to that power.
Well, obviously people want to pay attention to the things that are different. They're not going to praise you for things that you're better at them at. They're going to praise you for it's always the case. People are always, whenever someone else excels, they always immediately focus on the elements of their life where they're lucky rather than focusing on the elements where they earned it. And it's really frustrating for those people because they're like, you know, a really good example of this is one of my friends is Twitch streamer, and you know, she kind of blew up. She does a really, really good job, much better than I do, because I play the games I want and I'm not trying to blow my stream up. But she pursued that and she did really well. And then there are a lot of people like, oh well, yeah, she's a girl, of course she's gonna. And it's like, pay attention to all of the work that she does in order, because there's a lot of girls on Twitch that just try and easily sell out and just fail no matter what.
If you've noticed how hard I work, then well, it makes me very happy.
I'm glad to hear it. You deserve to be happy.
Well, you see,
You want to succeed on your own terms.
It is because I am the only child of House Ordelia. I must do all I can for my family name. I'm determined to someday be of real value to them, and that day must come soon.
Yeah, something be of real value.
I can't waste any time. I don't have much of it left.
Why?
Anyway, I should be going. Thank you again for your help.
Interesting. I wonder why she doesn't have much time left.
Day 5 of the Garland Moon, year 1157. Clear skies. I picked some flowers for her and returned home.
Good for you.
The look of joy on her face at the sight of these flowers will be even more beautiful than the flowers themselves. Yeesh, that is enough.
Okay, that one line maybe like Sleuth is quite a bit.
from before your birth are full of such romantic blatherings as that.
Oh, don't think less of my father now he's not dead to defend himself, or now that he's not alive to defend himself. He's not dead, I said it, you heard me, haha.
Oh, it must be deeply moving you to hear such things, but now is not the time for whimsy. Someone is here. You do not wish for them to see you in this state, so pull yourself together.
I thought I might find you here, Teach.
I'm trying to read my father's secret diary.
Not the type to wallow in solitude, huh? That's a relief, let me tell you. So, what were you reading? Is that Gerald's? So it is.
I mean, I'm not going to try and lie to him. If there's anyone good at sniffing out lies, it's Claude.
Hey, maybe this has some entries from when Gerald left the monastery. Is that so? He was the captain of the Knights, but something made him leave the monastery in a hurry. If it has something to do with your birth, knowing what happened may get us closer to knowing what secrets the church is hiding.
I'm glad that we're on the same page, but this is kind of my own private time. Like, you need to let me mourn, and then we can, like, start delving into it, but...
Teach, would you mind letting me read that diary?
Not until I'm finished with it. It's my dad's diary, dude.
I know how important it is to you, but I'm not asking lightly. Please, allow me to borrow it.
Like, here's the thing. I don't mind him reading it if I can finish it first.
I'm forever in your debt, Teach. If you'd refused, I would have had to sneak in here in the dead of night. I wasn't looking forward to the prospect.
Yes, you were.
Anyhow, let me fill you in on what's been going on lately, and not just as thanks for pointing me to that diary. Rhea dispatched the Knights to various locations in a frantic search for the enemy.
She didn't find anything, though.
There's a rumor that she's already secured some information.
Never mind.
Something big is going to happen soon. That has me wondering, if you find out where the enemy is, what will you do about it? If you ask, No, scratch that. All of us students would...
Well, yeah, I imagine so. We've become a very close-knit family by this point.
Even if that means going against Rhea's wishes. Don't forget it. Now go. Everyone's worried about you. You'd better show them you're in good spirits.
Oh, thank you. You saved me.
If you were to die, then the mystery of our bodies would be revealed. Preventing that was my hope.
Interesting. The mystery of their bodies. I wonder what that means. And is Thales the Death Knight without his mask on? We haven't really seen him. His voice doesn't sound quite the same, but the Death Knight has a very cavernous voice, and that looks very similar to his armor.
I'm afraid you must remain, Kronya. There is something I need you to do.
Well, she can't come back to the monastery like we all saw her.
Of course. I'm always happy to cooperate with Solon. Leave it to me.
How annoying.
Flame Emperor, is she offending you? Unfortunately, we cannot take our eyes off her, so there is nothing to be done.
You don't have your eyes on her like right now.
You are our greatest creation. We use the defiled beast's blood as the fuel to your flame, that you may burn even the gods.
Interesting, because the Flame Emperor said very specifically that he was not allied with Solon, and yet Kronya, I guess, is allied with Solon and allied with Thales, who created the Flame Emperor. So there's obviously some sort of rift going on, but not a super obvious rift.
Now is the time to cleanse Fodlan with that power and bring forth our salvation.
There will be no salvation for you and your kind.
Okay, nope, very obvious rift.
Those responsible for such gruesome deeds in Dusker and Enmar.
All so that you may acquire the strength you need, all for a purpose.
Now that's really interesting. So Thales is a very much in justifies the means person, and the Flame Emperor, as the one being treated by those means, is like, I cannot abide by this. This is not okay. Ingrid will never join me. Oh, crap. I thought that was someone else. I was thinking of Edelgard. Whoops. real quick, I'm curious. So we do have 2 more. This one looks like we can do both of these on the real playthrough as well. Ooh, stage level 19. Nice. But we'll go ahead and explore today. And you guys know what time it is. Really, Lawrence and Dorothea? That surprises me.
Ah, Dorothea. Your beauty puts even the most pristine flower to shame.
Ah, Lawrence. As silver-tongued as ever.
Oh, not at all. I must bid you good day.
I see the rumors are true. What a shame.
Interesting. What rumors?
Rumors? About me? Whatever do you mean?
Why, that you're always ready to flirt. Unless she's a commoner. Then you'll bid her good day as quickly as possible.
Oh, damn.
Like you did with me just now. Are we so unpleasant to speak to, us commoners?
That is a rather pointed question, but I do happen to have an answer for you.
Oh god, I'm worried about this. Is he going to end up with, like, missing half his face?
As the heir to House Gloucester, I am in search of a bride of suitable social status. The alliance isn't fully unified. I require someone who will help bring it together.
I'd think you could find plenty of suitable women, even among the masses.
Do not be so certain. A lady who marries me must be prepared to enter noble society, whether she wishes to or not.
I mean, are there a lot of commoners who don't wish to become nobles?
It is a complex web of etiquette and expectation, not a world one could easily step into without the proper upbringing.
I do also think that nobles overstate the necessity of upbringing in this case.
What's more, House Gloucester would hardly see much benefit were I to join myself to the household of a commoner.
Oh, I can imagine. Well, I suppose that means any friendship between you and I is doomed as well.
Smooth.
Isn't that a rather excessive conclusion?
You want someone to birth your house's next generation. I want someone to share my life with.
Well, you can be friends without expecting to, like, boink naughties.
I'm not even an option in your eyes, and you're hardly viable in mine. However, we're all friends here, aren't we? So I suppose politeness at the very least is in order.
All right, Ignat's got close to a lot of people. And Shamir even. I'm surprised about Shamir.
Where is it? Oh, hello there, Ignatz.
Yes. Hello, Hilda. What's the matter?
Why should something be the matter?
Oh, it's just that I'm looking for a book. I can't seem to find it anywhere.
Take a look. It's in a book.
I think it might be on one of the high shelves. Could you give me a hand?
I'm really sorry, but actually...
What, is Ignat saying no?
Some people got hurt while training in magic. I'm rushing to grab some medical supplies.
Oh, that makes total sense.
Whoa, that sounds serious. Don't let me stop you in that case.
Thanks. I'll be right back. Sorry to keep you waiting. Now, what was the book you were looking for?
Is everyone okay?
Okay, Hilda is acting much better than I thought she would, or I was worried that she might.
Yes, it turned out to just be some scrapes and bruises. Oh, is that the book?
Yes, I went and grabbed a ladder. That made the book much easier to find.
You could have just asked someone else for their help.
Well, there's no one here, I'm sure.
You said people were hurt, so I just figured everyone had more important things to do. Honestly, I don't love heights. It was a bit scary up there, but here we are. I managed.
The real question is, was anyone else in the library? Because you are definitely wearing a skirt.
I see. Well, I'm sorry I couldn't help.
Why are you apologizing, silly? Surely first aid is more important.
I thought you might wait for me to come back, that's all.
Well, she didn't.
Oh, but giving first aid, that's not an easy job. I figured you'd be worn out. The last thing I want is to push you too hard.
Interesting that he actually needed first aid. I figured we're in a church. I figure a lot of people know restorative spells.
That's thoughtful of you, Hilda. Thanks for watching out for me.
Oh, don't mention it. Do my cleaning again and we'll call it even. You did such a lovely job last time. The floor was practically sparkling. I swear the air even tasted cleaner.
I'm glad you liked it. You're really good at giving compliments, you know that? I suppose that's why everyone's so eager to help you with things.
I mean, hey, we all get something from it.
Exactly. By heaping praise on people, they're more eager to help me in the future. Oh, but that's not what's happening here. I was really, truly impressed by your cleaning skills.
I just noticed it's interesting. At the top and bottom of the screen, there's a little, like, bar coming across, and it's almost like a bookend, except the bookend is semi-transparent. I had not yet really fully noticed that. I noticed it with her legs at the bottom, actually.
I wish I had everything figured out like you.
Floor level B. Awesome, awesome, awesome. And Leone, he got close to a lot of people in this last chapter.
Who's there?
It's Ignatz, I bet.
Oh.
I'm super good.
Hey, Ignatz.
I'm sorry. I didn't mean to interrupt you.
Relax. You're not interrupting.
I'm sorry. I didn't know you were training out here.
Stop apologizing. You're getting worse than a meal.
I sometimes come here to practice by myself. It's more like a real battlefield, you know? Shooting the targets in the yard lets you train your aim and all, but the tension just isn't the same.
You're right. A real battlefield feels quite different. But if that's the atmosphere you want, I feel even more like I'm intruding.
Oh, knock it off. You're already here. May as well stick around while I catch my breath.
Ah, okay, sorry. Thank you. Sorry to bother you.
You know you've said you're sorry about a dozen times since you got here.
Oh, I mean, he's really good at saying sorry.
Oh, I'm so... Ah.
It's fine. I guess it's part of your charm.
If you have to guess, it means you're not very charming.
Hey, what's that bundle of papers? Oh, I remember now. Someone said you're a great artist. You paint a lot, right?
I'm definitely not a great artist, so Ignatz has me beat there.
Yes. Yes. When I have the time, that is. I enjoy painting. It helps me relax.
Oh, well, that could be your thing.
He needs a thing?
My thing? Huh? What do you mean?
Last time we talked about it, you said you didn't have a thing you were really amazing at. But if you like painting so much, it must be a skill you're looking to master.
My paintings are nothing but a hobby. Besides, I'm not that good. I never took art lessons.
You don't have to. Honestly, art lessons help you establish a basis, but anything, any skill like painting or writing or like singing is a skill that can over time catch itself. Now, granted, don't get me wrong, lessons help, because otherwise you have to relearn everything that could just be told to you, but...
When I was little, I drew a picture for a young girl. The picture made her so happy that I decided to keep at it. That's how it started.
So you're practicing your art to make other people happy? Is that it?
Oh no, that's an overstatement. I must insist again, it's just a hobby. Even if I were to become a master artist, it wouldn't be a useful skill.
Aren't you from a merchant family employed by the nobles? I think it would be really useful there.
I'm not inheriting the business. My brother is. My father said that I'm to become a knight.
It's interesting how everyone in the class is telling Ignatz that his art is something he should pursue, and Ignatz just refuses to hear it.
So my art won't do anyone any good. At all. Ever.
Oh, Ignatz.
I was like, I would not listen to your father. It sounds like he doesn't know what he's talking about. So... Wow, Shamir got to know a lot of people. I'm surprised that Shamir and Voroth are still not at all close. I know that I can get, you know, like, by tea and things and having them fight. It may be because she's an archer and he's in the front line, so they very rarely actually fight together. I'm cheating and saving Shamir for the end, because I love Shamir.
A little closer.
Although I actually do think, and this is again where maybe, excuse me if I pat myself on the back a little bit too much right here, I do think Voroth is probably going to end up with Leone rather than Shamir, only because that seems to be the route that this game is going with him. Like, even though I personally like Shamir more than Leone, his personal arc, just seems like Leone is definitely the person that. Hold on so I can get Shamir another playthroughs. Ah!
Hey, Leone. What are you up to?
Poor Leone. She just got rid of Ignatz. Here comes Claude.
Oh, come on. What'd you do that for? Look, you ran my quarry off.
You were hunting? Is the dining hall that short on food supplies?
No, but I like to hunt every now and again. Keep my skills sharp.
Hunt with what? Your lance?
I suppose so. You're from a family of hunters, right? Well, there's no shortage of prey to hunt around here.
True. Not many hunters around the monastery, huh? Rivers full of fish, trees bursting with fruit, mushrooms ready to harvest all over.
It's a very blessed area. Pun intended.
It's the kind of place where you can really be self-sufficient. Guess we can thank the goddess for that.
I don't know. I'm more inclined to thank the bountiful earth than the goddess for such things. The goddess may offer spiritual guidance, but she doesn't fill our bellies, that's for sure.
She can do both.
Not a very noble-sounding thing, to disregard the goddess and honor the land.
Well, he's kind of a crap noble, frankly.
Leone, whose grace do you suppose humans live by? The goddess? The nobility? I'd say it's neither. It's the endless bounty of this magnificent land that gives us life.
Won't hear me deny it. But who's to say it isn't the goddess whose protection makes nature thrive?
It's interesting they're having this conversation when neither of them seem all that religious.
I'm not the most devout person, but I'm not about to go around saying we don't need the goddess at all.
I'm not either, because the goddess lives inside my head.
I said she gives spiritual support, didn't I? I wouldn't go so far as to say she's wholly unnecessary. But in Elmira, Dagda, Bridget, and plenty of other places, they don't believe in the goddess. Nature is a blessing that knows nothing of borders. The goddess is the goddess, and the earth is the earth. They should both be revered for what they are.
That's an incredibly good way of saying that.
Look, this is just my personal opinion. If you truly believe that everything depends on the goddess of Saros, that's your...
Hey, it's fine. You don't have to worry about me.
Why not?
I'm a believer, but I know there are those who aren't. And I kind of like your way of thinking. Giving thanks to nature and all. It makes sense.
I knew a wild girl like you would be able to get behind an idea like that.
Is she really that wild?
What? Like I'm feral or something?
Hey, you know, this kind of talk could be viewed as heresy if it was public.
Yeah, probably. We'll just have to keep it to ourselves.
And then Tomas is like in the weeds, even though he's evil now. Never mind. I guess I shouldn't say he's evil now. He was always evil. Oh, she's also got a Shamir. Flame, really surprising.
As expected, I am not finding anything at all.
Flame, are you looking for something in particular?
Nope, she was just complaining about not finding anything over absolutely nothing. You're dumb, Claude.
Oh, I was just hoping for general reading that might illustrate the lives of city dwellers.
Right. Well, there should be regional records somewhere around here.
I haven't need of official records or anything of the like. Just some light reading on the subject.
Light reading? What do you mean by that?
Things that isn't too dense.
Oh, you know, books that cover things like what types of activities young people enjoy, how they spend their free time, popular fashions and trends, things of that sort. And even, perhaps, stories about romance.
Well, how could you have a book about popular fashions? They change every, like, 3 months.
Ah, I see what you're getting at. Try asking a traveling merchant. I hear they keep stock of books like that. As for here, I don't think you're gonna find much aside from a bunch of stuffy records. We do get new books donated on a fairly regular basis, but then Sedith, well, you know.
My brother? I am afraid I do not follow.
Apparently, he directly approves every book before it's allowed to grace these shelves. You know, to make sure nothing inappropriate gets through.
I see. I did not realize he had a hand in such things. Well, I suppose it really is no use searching here.
Essentially, everyone in the monastery knows what Sedith does except for Flane.
Why were you looking for those sorts of books anyway?
Well, truth be told, I am not particularly well versed in the ways of ordinary people.
So she says that rather than common folk.
Sedith never taught me of such things, and he strictly forbade me from spending much time out and about on my own.
Yeah, I had a feeling that might be the case. Sounds like Sedith.
I understand and appreciate that he acted from a place of concern, of course.
Without a doubt. It's obvious that you're his whole world, for better or worse. By the way, I've been wondering, are you two from a noble family?
They're just an isolated family. I don't know about noble.
You've clearly had a rather high-class upbringing, and both of you have crests. That can only mean you come from a prominent bloodline, right?
Of course not. No, you are mistaken.
Wow, that was a bit of a harsh denial, if you ask me.
So, your refined way of speaking isn't because of your upbringing?
I was not aware that my speech differed so greatly from my companions. Do I really sound so formal to you?
Well, look, don't worry too much about it. I'm probably just overthinking things. Probably.
Poor Flane. And yep, there's another Shamir. There's another Shamir. And everybody's hanging out with Shamir.
Yet another lovely day. On such a fine day as this, it would certainly be nice to go for a stroll with someone. I wonder if anyone is around. Oh my, such awful noises. Who, or rather, what is making those sounds?
Huh? Oh, hello, Flame!
I love Raphael so much. I'm going to tell you, in all honesty, in one of my subsequent playthroughs, I am definitely intending on recruiting Raphael to one of the other houses, just to get more interactions with him. He is probably my favorite character, which makes it extra hard that I got him killed.
My apologies. I feel a bit better now.
Oh, you scared me. You nearly knocked me over with that scream.
Green out of nowhere and making such sounds? What is it you are doing here anyway?
Being a man.
I'm just out here using logs to train.
Wow. Are you really capable of lifting something so massive, Raphael?
Of course. Want to see?
And of course, they won't actually show it.
See? Told you I could do it.
That was magnificent. Do you suppose I could give it a try as well?
Flane? No.
It might be a bit too much for your tiny arms.
Tiny or no, I want to be stronger. Do you have any tips for someone both willing and eager to grow?
We'll start with something other than logs. Maybe toothpicks?
It's probably best to start by practicing your battle cry.
God damn it, Raphael.
If you let out a good shout, you'll feel even more powerful.
That actually is true though. Back when I took Kempo, they said the battle cry as you attack, it's a psychological thing, but it actually helps quite a bit.
You are a font of knowledge. Can you apply your wisdom and show me by example?
No problem. Just follow my lead.
You just heard the example. Why do you need to be shown it again? Sedith is going to be so confused.
It's working! I knew this would help!
Is your other one? Yep. Ooh, she's not hanging out with Shamir. This is amazing and unique.
Ah, found you. Hello, Lysithia. Hilda? What's that box you're holding? It's making me nervous for some reason. Your big sister Hilda's here, and she's going to make you look all grown up. I, don't recall ever asking you to. That's right, I knew exactly what you needed. You didn't have to ask. Now take a seat. With makeup, you can't just pick your favorite colors. You must choose colors that
Oh god, I'm terrified.
The occasion. If you'll be up close and personal, if you're going to a ball, for example, you want to keep it subtle. On the other hand, if you're going to be on stage, the colors should be overt. I've never used makeup before. It sounds complicated.
I refuse to believe that your lips right now are their natural color. That's clearly some kind of lip gloss.
Let's put up your hair to show off your neck. But we'll leave a few strands hanging to make you look more vulnerable.
Why do we want to look vulnerable?
Why would I want to appear vulnerable? I don't want to be attacked. This is for wooing, not warring. When you're older, you might understand the importance.
That is the wrong thing to say, Hilda.
Vulnerable. You're treating me like a child. But I guess it's mostly harmless.
I mean, to be fair, you actually know nothing about what's going on, so...
Now, when you're standing, put your non-dominant foot a step back. It looks more elegant. When sitting, don't lean back, but don't slouch either. And ensure at all times you are gracefully extending your fingers. Gracefully extending? Suddenly standing and sitting are an exhausting activity. Hilda, that's enough. This is wearing
Oh, we don't
down.
get to see her with, like, makeup on?
I knew you had potential. You'll go far, my darling. A couple of years to develop your charms, and no girl will outmatch you. I'm not sure I'm cut out for this type of thing. Oh, believe me, you are. With a little help from me, you'll have men falling at your feet. No thanks. You're more suited to such things. I'll leave it to you. I haven't the time or the energy to fuss over how I'm perceived. Even with my best efforts, I'll never be as good at this as you are.
Well, not with that attitude.
Still, this was rather fun. Thank you, Hilda. She really is brimming with untapped potential. When she smiles like that, wow, even my heart skips a beat.
I don't think Hilda was listening. Okay, that also took care of Hilda, and so Shamir has everyone else. So let's see how she can be rude to other people now. Because that's what Shamir does.
Impressive as ever. It's always satisfying to see such skill in motion.
It's nothing to boast about. Just part of the job.
Oh, it's pretty boastful.
Sure, but I hear there isn't a knight out there who can match your skill at reconnaissance and infiltration missions.
Yep, teach me everything.
Don't forget assassination and coercion. Is there someone you need killed?
Ooh, so violent. Why would you jump to that conclusion?
Because it's what she likes to do.
You went out of your way to find me. I thought you might need a favor.
Sorry to disappoint, but I didn't come to request an assassination. I just want to talk.
With me?
No, with the other girls.
Of course. You've piqued my interest for a while now. A little birdie told me you were born in Dagda. Is that true? That's pretty far away, beyond even Bridget to the west. So, what brought you to
It's
Phobos?
interesting that Claude is the one that knows this.
I worked as a mercenary in Dagda. That is until I was defeated in battle against the Empire and left for dead.
I see. I'm surprised they didn't take you as their prisoner.
Are you sure they didn't?
I know how to conceal myself.
Yeah, of course you do. Still, with your particular skill set, couldn't you make your way back to Dagda whenever you please?
But would she want to after she was left for dead?
That is true. I could return if I really wanted. But Rhea took me in, and I owe her a debt. I also don't hate it here. For now, this is where I belong.
Where you belong, huh? That's heavy stuff. I wonder if this is where I really belong.
Probably not.
I wouldn't know. You need to figure that out yourself.
I love how she's like, I am not here to be friends. Stop talking to me. Yeah, I'm saving Raphael for the end.
Today's training was murder. Ah, Shamir, I have a question for
How can I suck less?
Shamir? Oh, I suppose she's meditating or something. Never mind then, I guess.
Where are you going?
Shamir!
Don't you have a question?
No, it's not important.
What do you mean, don't you have a question? Why did you say, where are you going, if you want to answer his question?
I'm finished meditating. Speak.
No, it's not. You're probably tired anyway.
Do you want to paint her portrait?
Always be willing to speak and ask questions. Understood?
Yes, understood. I'll remember that for next time.
Next time.
Yes, I'm okay for today. Sorry to disturb you.
Poor Ignatz, he is so...
Why must he be so difficult?
All right. Next up is Leone.
Why am I so off? Yesterday wasn't like this. Some days I just can't seem to hit anything.
Your mind, body, and technique are not synchronized. Find harmony between the three. You lack experience. You'll improve if you practice.
She practices all the time, Shamir.
Now that you mention it, Shamir, how come I've never seen you train? Do you keep odd hours? Or are you just so good that you don't even need it anymore?
I am always training. Look here.
A dagger.
Watch.
Wow, nice throw. That was a long one. But does throwing knives at pillars really count as shooting practice?
Look closely.
Is that a centipede? You pierced it clean in half. How did you even see that?
Well, there's a reason she's an A-ranked archer.
I train everything. Eyes, speed, accuracy. Watch as the bird flies. Feel the wind. Recognize the distance between objects.
I do that too, but mine's mostly for art.
Not all training requires a weapon. Integrate training into your daily routine.
My daily routine, huh? Well, that's great advice. Thanks. I'll do my best.
Very good. Just be cautious.
You shouldn't have to be cautious about training. Maybe cautious about, like, throwing daggers around. And, of course, the best one.
What's wrong with you?
Many things.
Shamir! How long have you been there?
Too long. You're blocking my way.
You can walk around him. He's not that big.
Wait! There's something I wanted to ask you.
Ask? Just make it quick.
Well, you see, whenever I go into battle, the enemy seems to find me right away.
Well, yeah, you're kind of massive.
I have an easy target, but I want to be able to move around the battlefield without being noticed, like you do. So what do you think? Would it be possible?
Poor Raphael.
Do you think you're being noticed because of your size?
Of course. I'm pretty hard to miss, you know. I thought that was obvious.
Wrong. It's not your size, it's your presence. It's strong, almost unbearably so.
Yeah, probably that the battle cry thing is not helping you be stealthy.
My presence. Is that something I can change?
With practice. Maybe. Let me ask you, have you ever felt my presence?
Now that I think about it, I haven't. That must be why I didn't notice you earlier.
I freaking love his VA.
But how can I do that? Will you teach me? Please?
Oh my gosh, look at his face.
Fine. There's a breathing technique that masks your presence. When you breathe, are you continuously inhaling then exhaling?
Well, of course. That's the best way I know how. I'd explode if I only breathed
No,
in.
you do both at the same time. I know how to do that as well.
Right. To minimize your presence, breathe in, then out again. In through the nose, then gently out through the mouth, twice.
In, out, out. That's it? I could definitely do that. I couldn't do it, Shamir.
Breathe less. Keep it to the absolute minimum.
I don't know the minimum.
It'll take some practice.
Sure. I'll keep trying. In, out, out is trickier than it sounds.
I want to try it now, but when I try it, I can't actually, like, talk. What if that's a real thing, in, out, out? Alright, and that is it for that one. Next time, we will go ahead and come back. We will be in the other save file, and we will go around the area. Because that's the thing, like, I don't think this section where you're going around and talking to people is necessary to have everyone out for. I forgot how to make the map smaller. That is not the right way. It's also not the right way. Regardless, though, I will see you all next time. God dang it. Map! See you next time, guys.